Good day, good love, and great light, illuminators and way showers. Thank you for being with me in this now moment. This is Wendy with Languages of Light, sharing my appreciation and my gratitude for water. Thank you for joining me as I express my gratitude and appreciation for my connections to nature, and showing us all that when we connect more deeply with the elements, we learn more and more about ourselves, and finding gratitude in these moments is one of the things I love to share. So if you've watched my channel before, we collect rainwater. So I'm down here on the ground looking at my rain barrel here. So it's connected to the gutter here, and we've done a couple of videos on it, and I was just getting ready to fill up all my watering cans. It is autumn here in middle Alabama, and one of the things, in an effort to bring the outdoors in, is I fill up all my watering cans and I bring the water in the house, and I use this to water my plants inside the house. And one of the other ways of conserving is to be able to reuse, these are really old water bottles, and to be able to reuse these single-use water bottles, and of course reduce waste as much as I possibly can and use them as much as I can. One of the things that when we're looking at life from a higher, maybe consciousness perspective, is when we are guided to do things, even though it seems crazy, there's usually something innate happening. And so one of the other ways that I bring this water into the house is in the plastic water bottles. However, as you can see, some of these are plastic and some of these are made of metal. I actually prefer watering cans in general that are made from elements of the earth, and but yet the plastic watering cans are easy, they're light to carry around. I can reuse these bottles over and over. And yet one of the things that I've been guided to over the years, which I'm not sure if I've shared with you specifically, is holding water in glass bottles. And one of the things that I have shared is that I guess I could do this while I'm talking. I'm holding the phone. It was kind of an impromptu thing, as these are. So that's another message to you guys. Follow your highest joy and excitement moment by moment. And that's what I was doing. I was just getting ready to fill these and thought, well, let me make a quick video, because one of the things that my guides had shown me was about actually storing, when we're storing water or getting ready to use the water, to transfer it to something made of the elements. For example, metal or glass, ceramic, how do I want to say this? In a way that brings more harmony to the water. So this is just innate. This is just something that I've received from my guides. And I will say that it's somewhat scientific, in the sense that if you're familiar with Dr. Masaru Emoto's water meditations and studies, and the idea that when we talk to water, it changes its molecular structure. We know that we know it's scientifically. So it would stand, maybe, I don't want to say it would stand to reason, but what I was guided in that is that there's a definite difference between the vibration of something made of plastic, as I think we all know this anyway, and something made of metal, or something of the earth, the elements of the earth. And so what I wanted to say about this is that in my, now you see this is a plastic container, and it was meant for potable water, but we don't drink this water. It's rainwater, and it comes right off the roof down the gutter, and I simply only use it for outside stuff, and Abby's pool, and watering the plants, and even washing things. And actually, you guys, if you've seen some of my videos about my paintings, I actually was guided the other day to use rainwater as the water medium for my painting. So I just want to share that as well. And that's just something I was guided to. But one of the things that I think I've showed you guys is the colored bottles, the colored glass bottles that I save. And what my guide said to me was, and this is just simply an old apple juice jar, is if your water has been stored in plastic first, such as these are, I bring these up and I use them as I need. But what I do is I transfer the water from these plastic containers, and the ones that are made of metal, I leave alone, and I transfer them into the elemental made vessels. I'll call them first, because there is a harmonic settling that happens, and I also speak light languages to my water. I just send my gratitude, even if I'm not consciously speaking to it. I'm always sharing my gratitude to the water, and we are 61 or 2% water ourselves. So again, we learn by this that we are organic, and when we talk to the water in our body, it changes its molecular structure. It changes the vibration, physically changes the vibration of the water inside your body, that changes the kaleidoscope that's in your cells. And it changes, we are new every now anyway. However, the idea is using this as a permission slip to transfer the water into vessels that are made of the elements, and allowing it to sit in those vessels. And you know what? Use your intuition, use your imagination. I simply pour them in there and I fill all the bottles. And when it's ready to water the plants inside the house, I just use them. So whether it's been only a few minutes now, and I'm not saying I've never watered from plastic. That's not true either. And of course, I'll send my gratitude through the water anyway. And I do it anyway. However, it was just something that I was like guided to share, that to transfer the water that you feed your plants into a vessel that's made of something that's not plastic, something more organic. So that was really the gist of the message. And so as I'm filling my containers here, and I found this bucket, and I absolutely love it. It's metal and it's old, and it's just one of my favorites to use outdoors. And so in the spirit of reducing and reusing and becoming more connected with nature and earth, and how we can in so many ways use the permission of bringing the outside in, and especially those where winter is cold. I'm so blessed to be in a place where for most of the winter it doesn't freeze hard here in central Alabama. So most of the time I've got free flowing water here, and this was actually a pretty relatively somewhat simple setup. I can't say it because Dave did it. But it's just a matter of one more thing that we love to do as far as collecting the rainwater. And there's so many places all over the country, our country, the U.S., and all over the world, where there are just not readily supplies of water. And this was my way of also showing the gratitude to Mother Nature and Earth, and to all of the places and spaces that do have an abundance of water. And for all of you who are living in places that don't, if there's any way at all that, and even when it does rain, scarcely, to how can we best see ourselves abundant, and sharing that abundance of gratitude to the water that we bathe in, that we live with, that we couldn't live without. And so anyway, that was really the the gist of the message. So thank you all for once again taking this now moment with me, to just remind ourselves the power of our mind, mind, the power that we have to change the earth, the version of the earth that we're on, simply by making these types of actions, taking these types of actions and making these simple things. And even if all you have access to is tap water, better yet, put it in a glass bottle, a glass jar, just a glass of water, and speak kindly to it, send love to it, send gratitude to it. Just let it sit out, even if it's for a few minutes or as long as you possibly can. I save old bottles to store it in and I'm watering my plants pretty frequently, of course. And so it's always this cycle, this beautiful cycle that I have continuous appreciation for the water and the power that we have to change them, not to tune in to the water within us and to realize the power that we have. So thank you for being with me in this now moment. And immerse yourself in the gratitude and the connection that you all have, that we all have. Collectively, we are all connected through the water. It is just another way for us to remember that our minds are connected, our bodies are connected, our souls are connected, the water within us are connected, our heartbeats are connected. And that's just one way that I'm excited to share that connection with all of you. I love you, I love you, I love you. Namaste.